I probably didn't start watching Route 66 from the very beginning. After all, when it first came on the air, I was 6 years old. But at some point during its 4-season run, my parents let me stay up past 8:30 on Friday nights, and they weren't intimidated by the adult storylines of the program. Or, more likely, they just fell asleep in front of the TV, and it was mine to command for the rest of the night. The storyline was simple. Martin Milner's character, Todd Stiles, had just graduated from Yale when his father, the head of a shipping company in New York, suddenly died. After the creditors had their way with the estate, the only thing left to Todd was a brand new Corvette. So along with his buddy from the shipyard, a tough kid from Hell's Kitchen named Buzz Murdoch, and played by George Maharis, Todd headed out onto the highway in search of a place to put down roots. But, for the sake of a successful series, hopefully not too soon.
Just once, I'd like to hold her down. Let her reach out.
Big problem. Big frustration.
All right.
You know, I always wanted to play polo. You know, with the helmets and those great horses and the mallets. But on the streets of New York, I never learned to ride that well. Besides, my croquet stinks. So we're all frustrated. Every once in a while, my left eyelid, it twitches a little bit. But now looking at me, I mean, just the way I am, could you tell that I'm wounded inside because I never had my own polo pony?
The real Route 66 stretched from Chicago to Los Angeles, but the television show's scripts took Todd and Buzz from coast to coast, from the Bunker Hill Monument in Boston to the shores of the Pacific, and it was all shot on location, not on some Hollywood backlot, which added to the show's gritty realism and to the cost per episode. The show attracted an all-star list of talent both in front of the cameras and behind it. Up-and-coming directors such as Sam Peckinpah created dramatic psychological dramas that featured fading stars like Joan Crawford or future Hollywood royalty such as Robert Redford and Robert Duvall, and all of them were woven around our traveling heroes. Sometimes Todd and Buzz could happily depart one city and drive off into the sunset toward a new adventure. And sometimes it took all they could muster to get out of town in one piece at the end of an hour.
You know what? I got that restless feeling. Let's just go.
It was pretty ambitious television for its time, but there was trouble afoot along Route 66. After the second season, Maharis wanted more money and better billing, and amid all that, he had the misfortune of coming down with hepatitis, the perfect excuse for the producers to replace him. They found a young actor named Glenn Corbett to take his place, as troubled Vietnam veteran Link Case, who teamed up with Stiles for the cross-country trek late in the third season. It was the first time that network TV had tackled the controversial subject of Vietnam in any drama series, and that conflict was still in its infancy. Another thing that was never explained was how the boys had brand new Corvettes each year. As the primary sponsor, Chevrolet provided the cars, but the change became obvious and irritating from a continuity standpoint when the Stingray model was introduced in 1963. But with ratings falling and costs for the location shoots mounting, Route 66 reached its final mile marker in 1964. I never liked how the series ended, with Todd and Link mixed up in a conniving family's wild inheritance scheme in Tampa, Florida. At the end of the two-part episode, in which Todd is about to live happily ever after with new wife Barbara Eden before her I Dream of Jeannie days, all of the loose ends of 4 years were tied up neatly in just under 2 minutes.
I'll put the bags in the car.
Can you get everything on?
Plenty of room.
How come?
Oh, I shipped my stuff ahead to Texas. I'm going back home for a while.
Well, we're going that way, straight to Houston.
Well, That's a two-seater you got there, old buddy. See ya.
That's a two-seater you've got there, old buddy. And with that, Link took the bags, stuffed them in the back of the Stingray, and walked down the driveway leading to the show's oblivion. I don't mind telling you, as a 10-year-old who had been glued to the television set every Friday night and dreamt of taking to the highway myself in search of adventure, this was the saddest moment of my young life.